It's Friday night and I'm at home in my room. I don't go out much, usually because I'm doing one of my various hobbies, but tonight I'm making a YouTube video idea generator. The name is still in the works. One of the hardest parts of having a YouTube channel is thinking of actual good ideas. And I have a process that involves a lot of different websites, tools, and mediums. It's very time consuming and it's a little ineffective. But I was wondering, what if I could take everything I needed for the brainstorming process and put it into a one-page website? So that's what I did. Or actually, that's what I'm doing. And I need to have this website finished soon. For the first time, I actually have a sponsorship. Crazy, I know. And the deadline is the end of March, so I'm already cutting it really close. So you might remember this mock-up from my dream board video. This rectangle is a thumbnail generator. Luckily, I already started this process and I made a Pinterest board full of ideas. You might be wondering, what's my criteria? How am I choosing my thumbnails? If I would click it, I save it, and that's it. I don't look at the niche, I don't look at how many views it has, or if I recognize the creator or not. And some of these aren't thumbnails either. This probably isn't a great strategy, but whatever, it's my generator, I can do what I want. So I have like 100 ideas, and I want this to be at least 300, and it's something I can add to over time, but I want a lot when I launch the website. The other thing I consider when I'm brainstorming my videos is what's the aesthetic I'm going for? What kind of look do I want my videos to have? So I'm not going to have like 300 aesthetics in here like I am for thumbnails, but I'm going to do some research, find some stuff I like. The first place I'm looking, I think it's called Wiki Aesthetics or Aesthetics Wiki. That's actually where I found most of the aesthetic names from, but also I'm going to be looking up directors and certain styles of movies to add in here. While I'm looking for more aesthetics, let me ask you something. Are you like me, a person who, for fun, takes on too many big projects at once, can't stop obsessing over them until they're done, and spends the whole process stressed out? Maybe you should check out BetterHelp, the sponsor of this video. I'm the type of person who deals with all of their problems head on and doesn't want help from anyone. I think I can handle it all myself. But my stress and anxiety started to spiral out of control, and I found myself booking an appointment with a therapist. In my first meeting, she asked if I was stressed out over something. I said, I'm not particularly stressed out about one thing. After a few sessions, we realized that I was in fact extremely stressed out in many different aspects of my life, and I've been at these high levels of stress and anxiety for years. My therapist helped me realize that bottling up all my negative emotions does more harm than good. After a few months, I improved a lot. So much, actually, that she said I didn't need to see her on a regular basis anymore. If you're interested in trying therapy, I think today's sponsor BetterHelp would be a great way to go, because they connect you with a licensed therapist who is trained to give you helpful, unbiased advice. First, you go to their website, answer a few questions, and BetterHelp will match you to a professional who has years of experience. You can do it via phone call, video chat, or messaging, however you feel most comfortable. If you'd like to try it out, visit betterhelp.com/Alivia Lee or choose Alivia Lee during sign up to get a discount on your first month. Thank you BetterHelp for sponsoring this video and being the first sponsor of the channel. Next up, we have inspiration and fonts. So fonts doesn't exist yet, it's props, which I just decided I don't want. And I think I want inspiration to be photos like it is for the thumbnails. I'm waiting on those revisions to be done by my boyfriend Connor. He built the whole site for me, but he needs a list of fonts that I want, so I kind of need to figure that out. The next things I'm tackling are filming and editing techniques, location, and colors. Filming and editing and colors are pretty self-explanatory. Locations I'm choosing are like vaguely specific places. That doesn't make any sense. They need to be more specific than normal, but also kind of vague. I'll just give some examples. In a tree, in a cornfield, in a grocery store at 9 p.m., in my car, locations like that. It's not complicated, but it'll take a while to think of some places. So this is probably the most difficult part. The whole generator is around this text prompt, and there's two parts. This happens, but this. Ideally, each phrase would pair well together, but I already threw that expectation out the window. It will be hard enough as is. So I'm gonna deal with the first line first. And I wanna say not all my videos are vlogs, but they usually have a vlog aspect. So I guess I'll just write down everything I could possibly do. That's a lot. And I'm getting really tight on time, so I'll just spend a few hours doing this and then move to the next part. The next part is the conflict or a twist. Something happens, probably something negative, but it doesn't have to be. This gives a twist and makes things just a little bit more interesting. So there's like a million different ways I could approach this, but the thing I'm going to try first is dealing with conflict. And I'll be using those conflict categories we all learned about in high school. I'm about to bring up some terrible memories for you. I'm so sorry. The first is person versus person. This one actually isn't very helpful to me. The second is person versus nature. So nature as in nature, but I also think this can mean environment or situation. Even if it doesn't, I'll be using those conflicts here. So for example, it's raining or my room is a mess. The third is person versus society. The only way I can think of that I could use this is if I did something like vlogging in public, breaking some sort of social construct. The fourth is person versus technology. I don't really know how I'd use this, but maybe my editing software crashing or not having internet. The fifth is person versus supernatural. This is another one that just doesn't work for me. Person versus self. This one is promising. I feel like a lot of my videos have conflict just because I'm being dumb, like I'm procrastinating or just literally don't have the skills to do something. So yeah, this one will be good. The last one is person versus destiny or God or fate. I feel like a lot of these would just go into society or self. Okay, so that wasn't as helpful as I thought it was going to be. So I'm going to go back to the vlog ideas and think of possible conflicts for each of those. And twists. Twists could be interesting challenges or a situation, like doing something for 30 days. So I'm going to hop back on YouTube for some ideas. All right, this is the moment of truth. Hopefully everything worked out. This is actually my first time seeing the website like finished. Yay! Okay, so first, this is a brainstorming tool. It doesn't just like pump out a good video idea unless you get really lucky. I'll leave a link to it in the description if you want to like mess around with it or if you want to like build your own just like this. Okay, so as you've probably guessed, if you press the shuffle button, everything changes. But what if you just want to change one thing? You can. So let's say we want to change this thumbnail. This thumbnail is not sized right. There's going to be a lot of little bugs, but for the most part, it's finished, but I'll want to change this. Anyways, if we want to change the thumbnail, you can just click it. Same thing with aesthetic, inspiration, location, the colors, the fonts that have also not updated. There's supposed to be more than 2. So update is the next day and the generator looks a little different. So first, more fonts. But then my favorite is the thumbnail. The black bars are gone. And when you click it, it looks so nice. You can do that for everything besides the text prompts. But if you do kind of like the text prompt, so like thrifting, you can go down to notes, just type out thrifting, and you can type as much as you want here, and your notes will save if you want to shuffle everything again. So let's say you're going through the thumbnails and you find one you really like, and you want to see more like it, or it's like cut off kind of weird. You can press this Pinterest button, and it'll take you to that pin, and from there you can save it to your own board, you can see the full image, or you could just scroll down and see more like it. Inspiration works the exact same way with the same Pinterest button. Speaking of Pinterest, my socials are down here. Feel free to check them out, but especially Pinterest, I do have a board full of like video inspiration and a board with all of the thumbnails. Let me see if they work. Okay, I have to go change those. But you can find my socials in the description of this video. Also, I forgot to say for the colors, there's the hex code and you can like copy it like that, or you can just press that button and paste it, and there you go. So if you spend a while messing around with it, you come up with a combo you like or notes that you like. This is designed to be screenshot on a laptop or a desktop computer. So if you are on your phone and you want to visit the site, just don't. It's not gonna look this nice. Definitely do it on your laptop if you can. If you found any of this helpful at all, you might like the other tools I'm about to mention. I couldn't fit everything I possibly use on this website. The first thing I use is Adobe Color. It doesn't have to be Adobe Color, just something to help you generate color palettes. I like using it to find complementary colors. So you can take that hex code, put it in here, and it will give you some ideas. This is really good if you're designing thumbnails or little graphics for the video. I love eye candy. Definitely check it out. That's where I got a lot of the filming and editing techniques from. I also take a lot of inspiration from TikTok, YouTube, Instagram Reels. Music is one of my favorite parts of editing, but I couldn't figure out a great way to put it into the website in a way that would be useful. So as of now, finding music will be separate. But if you're interested in finding different genres and kind of expanding your music knowledge, try going to Music Map and Every Noise. And I think that's about it.